Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Um, Welcome to the Popular Loners Club. Okay. Before we begin, let me pull out some disclosures because it would make no sense for you to sit through the entire reading if you don't feel connected to this channel. For one, I do not cater to egos on this channel. So if you know you're guilty of something, just admit to it. There's no reason to feel any kind of shame about it, because on this channel I do speak the truth, I shame the devil, and I use those details to do so. And I'm not a perfect person. I've never met a perfect person. But some people feel like they're perfect people. Some people feel like they've never done things to other people to cause, some sort of chain and effect, in their lives. And, I just don't really cater to those types, okay? I used to be there, so I understand the feeling of wanting to be right and wanting to be the person harmed in the situation. And I'm not saying every situation is like that. If you trust somebody and they decided to deceive you, you shouldn't be punished for that, but it's a lesson behind every action. Okay, so I'm not here to win anybody over. Okay, I'm just here to speak the entire truth, nothing but the truth in it when it comes to both worlds that we live in. And we live in that spiritually and physically, whether we want to admit it to ourselves or not. I also use profanity at times, so if you don't like cussing, then this might not be the channel for you either. But I do ask if you can find a way to wrap your mind around those things, then you're welcome. Okay, everyone here is welcome. I do not accept any self-serving comments. Again, I'm creating this channel for a different point of view. There are a lot of other readers on here and everywhere else that will just cater to you being the right person, the other person being the bad guy, not doing the intentions. And I'm not saying that in certain situations where you do things accordingly and the other person doesn't, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if you know that you could have possibly been a contributing factor in any kind of way, just taking full accountability. Okay, not taking full accountability as to what had occurred in the situation or how another person could have treated you. You don't have any control over how others treat you. That's just on period. Understanding that and recognizing that will allow you to be able to open more up to accountability when it's time for you to do so. Just learn from the choices and decisions that we make. I don't really call them mistakes because everything is a choice and decision, and we either want to learn from it or we're going to stay stuck in it. Okay, my objective is not for us to stay stuck in it, so that's why the messages come through me the way that they do. I hope that you enjoy the messages. I hope that the message help you. I hope that it resonates somewhere in some way. Not every part of the message is going to be your message. Just place yourself where you can possibly fit. Yeah, and with that being said, like, I ward off any negative energies being sent my way, to yours, to your families, to your friends, to your loved ones, whomever. Again, if you're a loner, still send them out to those people who you once was in contact with. I ask that any negative energies be returned to sender 100 times fold. And with that being said, y'all, I think that's all. Yeah, namaste. You ever felt like you had to chase a connection? And the moment you put down some sort of boundary or you state something, it's turned around or flipped around on you. So like if you feel like you are trying to keep a relationship or repair a relationship and someone knows these things, they will intentionally try to make you work harder for the connection. Who the fuck do they think they are? You could be in a situation where somebody is trying to make you work harder for a connection that may have possibly been strained. But you're not fully responsible. I don't give a fuck who it is. You're not fully responsible for the connection being whole when it's more than one person. Both people have to want something for it to actually happen, okay? If one person doesn't want to speak to someone at a certain time, why should another person continuously try to speak to them? Does that make any sense? It's like you could be in a situation where somebody is trying to create a chaser dynamic because they feel that you need to chase, that you need to work harder to fulfill a relationship that you might want. But if the other person don't want it, then why the fuck is you doing it? Please, riddle me this, riddle me that. All right, let's see, Holy Spirit, holy angels. Let's see who got shit fucked up out here in these streets, because somebody got to be told or somebody got to be taught a real valuable goddamn lesson. Yeah. You're about to protect your motherfucking peace. 6 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. Somebody got you real fucked up. I feel like you've been spreading yourself thin. You've been trying your hardest to give what you have. It's just not enough for people, okay? It's like somebody wants you to really be on your hands and knees fucking begging, okay? While they give you scraps. While they give you their ass to kiss. And then when you start to withhold, when you start to withdraw, motherfuckers act like you don't have the right to, because you could have hurt somebody's feelings, or you could have made a decision that could have inflicted some sort of pain onto another. Bitch, we all hurt. You know? We're all hurt. What else? You said fuck this. You said fuck this. You turned around. You protecting your peace here, collective. You doing something very much independently. You're turning your back to all the nonsense, all the bullshit that people want you to continue to be in. They want you to be in some sort of chasing energy. And you just not with the bullshit. You don't care who it is. Yeah, because you're balanced. You're fully connected to the earth and the water here, collective. You are. Somebody don't think that you have, like, somebody knows that you have the balls, as I say, fuck this shit. Like, you know, somebody really got you fucked up. All right. And it's like somebody enjoys you being in a place where you, like, when you're down on your knees begging and pleading, but that's not even your comfort zone. You don't beg and plead for shit, you know? It just is what it is. And I feel like, you know, you can have someone surrounded that doesn't like the fact that this is you. That's your core energy, to not give a fuck, okay, and to only pour into cups that are pouring back into you, an equal give and take situation. You're not going to continue to pour just because somebody feels like you didn't do something right in their life. It's like if they're only gonna look at the negative, then fucking give them the negative. Kiss my ass. You know, is what I hear you say. Like, kiss my ass. You're fine. You're whole. And you're grounded and you're balanced. You're either going to accept it or you're not. And it's not saying bullshit. It's not saying about any type of abuse or anything like that. But again, we all make decisions, and it may affect other people negatively. But it's up to the other person to see whether or not you try, or if they want to look at it as you don't. It is not your responsibility to force them to see it any other way than they feel like seeing it at the time. And it's like people be trying to feed bullshit to you here, collective, I feel. Because you're so balanced, you know what bullshit sound like. You're like, fuck that. No, and no. It's like, even if you have the facts, people are dedicated to dishonoring the facts. They don't want to see the facts. They don't want to hear the facts. You can have facts like a long fucking list of things, and they will still find a way to say, no, that's not what it is. But you got fucking facts. This is why you stay balanced. This is why you stay grounded. This is the reason why you don't have a problem with turning your back on things, people, places, things, whatever. Because you're always on a forward, like, kind of movement energy. You either getting on the bus or you getting the fuck left. I'm telling you, this is how you stay successful, victorious, okay, in your spirit. It doesn't have to look like this in your physical, but in your spirit, you're very successful. You're very victorious, okay. You have a lot of people cheering you on in the ethers. You have your spirit guides and everyone, and eventually this is going to project on the outward, okay, where your land and water is going to finally meet. Other people can know that you are successful in this energy, and this is why they try to keep you in some sort of dynamic of feeling like you have to beg, where you have to chase, where you have to be stepped on and gobbled on and treated all kinds of fucking way. Because people know you have the tendency to walk away, turn your back on things that you know aren't right, where you're not receiving fair treatment. They try to hold you back from whatever the successful new beginning is going to be, or the way your spirit is set up. But you're no longer accepting scraps. You either in or you out, period. There's no in between. And whatever this is, you're about to protect it. You're about to hold on real tight to it, cutting motherfuckers off like this. It's like there can be someone in your past that don't have real good relationships with a family or friends or whatever like that, and they want you to kind of repeat that same cycle, because it's like the apple don't fall far from the tree is what I'm hearing. So this could be like a parent situation, a mother, father, whatever. It could have been a lot of disconnection in that family thing. Somebody, you could have grew up as an orphan, so you always could have been in the energy of needing other people to care for you when your primary caregivers didn't care for you, or couldn't care for you, or chose not to care for you. So you could have just been in this energy of needing the help, the assistance of other people to love you, care for you, because you could have felt disconnected with that energy because of your caregivers not giving it to you. Now you're protecting your fucking peace. Now you're protecting what you know you deserve. And it doesn't have to come from other people. It's like somebody wants you to repeat some sort of history, but they know that that is not your intention. We have the King of Pentacles. Again, I feel like you're about to come up real big. You're about to come up real big. A lot of discipline is going to keep you going. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep cutting motherfuckers off. Come about that chasing energy. Okay, whatever that begging, chasing, needing validation, acceptance, approval, likes and shit, get the fuck up out of it. Because again, as long as you believe it, it will manifest into something bigger. You're no longer going to be the beggar. You're no longer going to be the beggar. It's definitely something about the way that you are going to come into this abundance. It's going to be something that was always there all along. You just had to acknowledge it. You had to acknowledge it and stop giving your power away. The Magician. I feel like you I said the power, right? You do have the power to manifest. Okay, I feel like there's going to be a lot of control here. I feel like you're going to have to need a lot of control to keep certain things to yourself, your business to yourself. Man, stand on your business, your boundaries. Being very frugal with your time, your energy, with anybody, okay? Especially motherfuckers from your past. It just is what it is, okay? Because people from your past know you to be one way, and they will drag the fuck out of you. They will continue to drag you in every lifetime if you let them. You have the power now to hold on to whatever that's sacred to you, so that way you can manifest continuously moving forward. Self-confidence. It's like somebody wants to control or destroy the self-confidence that you have when you take time to evaluate situations and say, you know what, this is no longer working. I have to do something independently on my own. I have to turn my back on the situation that's not serving me. So it's something about your willpower, something that you're taking back. Something that you're taking back. We have the Ace of Cups, pouring a lot of love into yourself by you turning your back on those things, by you validating your own feelings, knowing who you truly are. You're pouring back more love into your life here, collective. It doesn't matter who accepts you or not. It's do you accept you? Anytime you begging for affection, begging for people to like you, begging for, some sort of acknowledgement, that means you are already giving your power away. When you stop doing all of that, stop giving a fuck, start knowing who you truly are, that's when you start to love and have more compassion for within, for yourself, and possibly for others, okay? Realize that, capacity is but so much, okay, with anybody. But for you, if you're doing something independently and you are able to turn around and walk by yourself, Lord, that didn't want to come out, then there's something about your intuition, something that's new. Your spirituality is awakening to love, like real true love, and that's you loving yourself, forgiving yourself, because other people don't have to forgive you, but at the same time you don't have to beg for their fucking forgiveness either, because then it keeps you in a very low vibrational energy, keeps you at a very low and needy state, to where you feel like you always have to beg for just something. You don't gotta beg for shit. We have the Page of Cups. So I do feel like this is just a new idea, a new way of showing your self-love, showing yourself self-respect. I feel like this is just a new beginning, okay? It's going to bring a lot of happiness, a lot of pleasure, new love. New love can be for yourself. I was just listening to Ain't Nobody by Faith Evans, and I know she was singing that song probably to another person, but that song, it just seems so personal, where it's like, though I know the song is made for someone else, you can also apply the words back to yourself. Let me go ahead and pull it back up. It says, ain't nobody who can love me like you do. Ain't nobody who can love you like you do. Exactly. Ain't no reason that you'll ever be untrue to yourself ever again. Okay? There's no need for you to try, because you can't find any reasons why. That can't nobody who can really love you like you do. Yes, I'm changing the lyrics, but that's how I was taking it in. Pouring out with that Six of Pentacles, feeling needy, or having to feel like you have to convince somebody as to why they're important to your life. It's no longer necessary. You're seeing this as being no longer necessary. Finding peace and balance in yourself to feel whole and accepted for yourself. So that way your head will walk high, unless you gotta look down, and so you won't step in shit. If you're in New York City, you know what I'm talking about. All right. So it's a thing where it's it's like a rebuild, a rebirth of your own worth. Okay. It says, I was always the one who needed some affection. Yeah, you were always the one that needed some affection. Maybe, again, your caregivers didn't love you, hug you, take care of you. Maybe they chose other things and people over you. Maybe they didn't give you the time that you required coming up as a child. Maybe they abandoned you. Maybe they neglected you. Maybe they didn't take care of you at all. Maybe they just had you and just you was on your own. The fuck knows? That will keep you and put you in some sort of begging, chasing as needing energy for affection from other people. Okay? The moment the Three of Wands came in, you opened your heart to you. And you realize that you're just a person who came into this world with something that was very misfortunate, unfortunate. Something that you didn't really have any control over. But you have control over how you feel and the way that you direct your feelings now. There's no reason to put this on anybody else anymore if you can give it to yourself. Maybe you're still chasing the mother or father figure that wants to be absent, that don't want to be in your energy because they still feel guilty or ashamed of themselves. Or maybe they just don't. Maybe they don't. Maybe it's like, okay, you're grown now. The fuck? All right, goodbye. You know, maybe they got that energy. You don't have to continue to beg for anybody. And if you like a parent to a child and you done your child or your kids dirty or whatever, you could have apologized. You could have got on your hands and fucking knees. You could have asked for forgiveness. You could have been trying to stay in their life as much as you can. Maybe you didn't have much to offer, but it wasn't enough for them. They wanted to continue to suck you dry. And as a parent, you can stop too. Some people may think it's harsh and whatever, but you can stop too. You don't have to keep, because you had them, because they didn't have a choice to be here. You didn't have a choice to be here. You could have been through some bad circumstances as well. But nobody gives a fuck about that. So it's like, okay, enough has to be enough. Because the more and more you try to give to energies that don't really want to give back, or they want to hold you to some shit because they want you to feel bad for making certain choices and decisions, yeah, exit left. Throw up the deuces. Throw them right up. Ain't nobody. We have the Three of Swords. So it's like you are successfully cycling through heartbreak, your own fucking pain, your own hurts, your own betrayals, emotional pain and everything. The way that you stand tall in your spirit and the way that you come across other people, it's like people feel like you're so strong that they want to attack you. Like you have no feelings because you are able to walk off. You are able to detach. If you had parents that detach from you, you have that energy. Okay. And though that detachment energy could have hurt you in the past, now you can use it for it to protect you now in the future. Okay. From any other heartbreaks, any kind of emotional pain. You successfully disconnect from these things. You do. You successfully disconnect from loss. You successfully disconnect from emotional pain, from suffering, from grief. And people just find you to be cold. But it's something within you with this temperance that you always know that there's a new beginning to something. There's always a new way to see things. There's always a way that you can reconcile a situation. But when people don't want to reconcile shit, you just disconnect from it successfully. And they don't understand how you can do this when they want you in the Six of Pentacles kind of energy, begging, hurting. And then when you say some true shit to them, they go back and they try to say that you're hurting. Yeah, the fuck right. It do hurt. This is why it's being said. This is why it's being said. And because you express your emotional pain to others successfully, people get mad when you say, I'm not dealing with this Six of Pentacles no more. And then when you stand on business with the Three of Wands, now you still want to be the person that they've been wanting, and you just giving them what they wanted. They don't want to work on a connection. Okay, fine. Go your way. I'll go my way. And when you're ready, maybe there will be some room in there. Maybe I do need to go on a path by myself so that way I can build up more self-love, because I know the fuck I don't deserve to be over here begging and chasing the motherfucker. I don't care who they are. Maybe you need some time to realize that you really had a good person in your life that was trying, that didn't want to repeat certain cycles, but because you were so angry, you couldn't see past anything but that. Maybe you need time to heal. So it's like you separating yourself from whatever a situation is for not only you, it's for them as well. Confirmation. We have the Ace of Pentacles. I swear on everything. You got this shit in the bag. Okay? I feel like your money and everything is about to get better. Better. Prosperity, abundance, opportunities, new careers or financial opportunities are definitely about to be manifested. The amount that you were able to give is going to increase. The amount that you were able to receive is going to increase. It was already increasing from the Six of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles down to the fucking Ace of Pentacles. Come on now. Come on now. Don't let anybody guilt trip you into staying in a needy position, in a place of chasing. Don't let anybody try to guilt trip you, make you feel of any kind of regret. If you know that you worked and you consistently tried and you only offered what you had, but it wasn't good enough for them, oh well, so fucking be it. You're not going to always be in that position. Like you, they too will have to learn the hard way. Oh, that came out fast. We have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is definitely going to take some time. Don't try to rush it. Okay? It may look like it's going so slow, like molasses, that nothing's happening, but something is definitely coming to some sort of fruition. Okay? It may have taken you a long time to get to this energy, to where you feel like you have to protect it, where you have to hold on to certain things, keep things to yourself. Clarity, willpower. All the trials and tribulations weren't for nothing. But your hard work is not going to go unnoticed, unrecognized. You will be receiving some sort of sustainable results. Just continue to invest in yourself. We have the Eight of Pentacles. You walked away. You're tired of abandoning yourself. You're tired of trying to repair relationships that are already unrepairable. You're tired. There are bridges that you burnt. Okay? There are bridges that were already burnt before they were burnt, like for people to actually see it. Okay? There's something here where there may be something where you're not returning back to. You're just leaving it behind. Maybe the care, maybe the worry, maybe the disappointment. It's just you're just leaving it behind. You're not being a victim about it either. It's just, you know, you're a person too. You have feelings too. And if nobody wants to acknowledge your feelings, you have to do it on your own, regardless of how anybody might feel about it. Again, if you have to abandon relationships because you have been abandoning yourself, begging and chasing for affection, approval, getting like then you have to walk away from it. This is why the self-love is coming through as strongly as it is. You're going to have a lot more fulfillment to feel once you release the baggage that which you were carrying. You were trying to fill everybody's cups. Okay? Or you were trying to get your cup filled by other people that cups ain't really full either. The Temperance to the Page of Cups is the Ten of Swords. All right, so with this being said, balancing out with the new beginnings, with the new mindset of not, and the 10 is a ending anyway. So this is like a painful ending. You have to start anew. You have to think differently. You have to love yourself a little differently. You have to show compassion where you may not want to show compassion in different places. It's like honoring who you truly are, honoring the times when there were betrayals and the deep wounding, and learning how to heal these things. So this is what you're doing. This is what you're finding balance in. This is where you're finding happiness in, to say the least. New love. You're finding new love after heartbreak, after chasing, after bending, after neglecting yourself, staying in places where people just talk about you like a goddamn dog, but still feel that you need them for something. These times are over. Ooh. Wow, that just came out, and sorry, 10 of Wands. The success is you understanding, okay, that there were burdens and extra responsibilities that you may have placed on yourself. It could have led to a lot of emotional pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of heartbreaks. There could have been choices and decisions that you had to make for a whole family unit, for kids, for yourself and finances, whatever. This is another 10. It's an ending. 10, new beginning. Okay? I feel like you are successfully learning how to manage these things here, to stop carrying certain burdens and responsibilities that you no longer have to carry. And if you are going to carry them, you know how to transmute this energy into something better, something more successful, something more rewarding. Instead of this breaking your confidence, is building your self-confidence. It's like, oh, well, bitch, I was strong enough to carry these motherfuckers. I know exactly what they are. I know exactly what I did. I know what I'm doing. It's a way that you're seeing the responsibilities or the burdens in your life, the choices that you could have made. You're seeing them differently. You're turning this into a successful story. Leaving the old behind. Definitely leaving the old behind. I'm a new dog mom, y'all. I didn't know how needy my dog was going to be. My dog is 4 years old. I got him from my coworker, and he's good. He got some good things about him. He's fully potty trained, All he just wants is constant love and attention and pets and rubs and all these things. And I'm not really used to those things. I'm like, okay, we're close. I'm not at work. You're not by yourself. Why are you still whining? Why are you still so barky? Why are you still so needy? He follows me to the bathroom. Every time I get up, he's like a little shadow. And so I started to, take some of these qualities, and I was saying, you know what, I need to be grateful for a dog like him, because, this is the real love here. And that's all he wants in return. And he has an owner that is not really used to all the affection, and giving up all the attention, because I've gotten so used to just caring for certain needs for myself that it's kind of hard for me to kind of give it to him. But at the same time, he also needs to learn how to self-regulate as well. Understand, like, if we're all together, that should just be enough. He doesn't have to get pet the whole day. And if I became louder, that's because my face is down, because he's getting pet right now. Let me finish you guys reading. See, he's gonna keep trying to. Let me finish my reading, please. You wanna stay right here? I love you too. I love you too. I'm about to take him to go get a grooming next week. I hope that goes well, because he does. He's so unpredictable when it comes to people touching him. It's like he has to go to you first. It says healing takes time. Progress is not always linear. Trust that even setbacks are part of the process. So even with me talking about my dog and he's 4 years old, y'all. Okay, so he's been someplace else for 4 years. Like I said, I just had him for a couple of months, and I don't know him. I don't know where he's been. I don't know his history and anything like that. But I do know that there are certain things that are a little bit unhealthy. His behaviors, his habits. Okay, but then it's also opening up some things about me as well when it comes to like the affection, because again, like I just said, I'm not used to the affection, from a caregiver and things like that. So being that I'm his caregiver, he wants it from me, so it's allowing me to heal that wound. Okay, and yes, I do have children. I do. It's just like when they were younger, I breastfed, I did all the things that I was supposed to do while carrying them, if I was, because I'm a weed smoker sometimes, I would stop, all of my activities when I just did everything the right way, did my doctor's appointments and everything. And I wanted them to have a good start in life, so again, I gave them the opportunity. We did the breastfeeding for a few months, and then I went back to formula. But I am nurturing up to a certain point. After you get a certain age, it's like now I try to teach the independence. And the independence can feel cold and disconnected. And not every kid or every, person is going to be able to manage those things. So, again, if you do not have any children, or if you have children and you can resonate with what I'm saying, then the difficulties of being a parent can be very challenging, especially when you have your own wounds that you didn't know you possibly could have had when you had your children. And now you may be doing things on the back end, opposed to doing it on the front end, and you can be experiencing these setbacks with the people in whom you love. But now you have to make decisions based off of how you feel and how they're making you feel, and knowing who you are as a person and standing your ground. No more. Stop. No. Because I would never finish. My hand would just be preoccupied, y'all. He has to learn how to self-regulate. Okay. And again, I'm a new dog mom, so for any of you who may be furry pet animal people. I know they have obedience training courses and classes or whatever, and habits can be broken for anyone, anybody. Okay, these are pack animals. We have embracing uncertainty. Not knowing what's next is not failure. It's an opportunity for reinvention. So just being optimistic. Okay, you know what your past already looked like, and you don't want to go back there because it's full of all the pain, it's full of the burdens, it's full of the betrayals, it's full of the self-sacrifice, and it's full of the begging and the chasing, and it's just full of fucked up shit. So what do you have to lose? What do you really have to lose with embracing uncertainty? What do you have to lose, or what can you regain for embracing uncertainty? We have the wounded heart. It says, acknowledge and tend to past emotional wounds. Healing begins with self-compassion. Just love yourself. Just love yourself. Don't kick yourself. Don't feel bad. Okay. Just know that you're a human being. Just know that your intentions were in the right place, and if others cannot again accept the things that you have to offer because it may not be enough for them, because they want you to feel bad about making the choices and decisions when you did, then you have to cut it off. You do. Because you will never get better. You will stay in this place of wounded heart, feeling shitty and bad about yourself, always walking around with an attitude, feeling defeated, discouraged, feeling like you got to chase a connection that you could have put effort in. Again, people who only want to see the pain, they're in the wounded heart energy. Okay? People who can't value the things that you can bring to the table and offer, even if it's not everything. That means, these are people that could possibly be narcissists in your life. Very entitled individuals that just want to stay stuck in a wounded heart energy and want you to be there as well. Okay, we have rebirth and renewal. It says, you are emerging from this darkness transformed. The new version of you is waiting. What are you waiting for? Stop making excuses. Stop saying, well, they're right. I am their mom. I am their dad. I do owe them this. I do owe them that. If you've been trying, you tried. You don't have to be dragged. You don't have to be dragged. Especially if you know you come from nothing for real. You don't have to be dragged by anything or anyone. Rebirth and renewal. The darkness has been revealed. Now light that bitch up. Light it up. Alright, this is one more. Feel it. We have magician in the mirror. The number 53 can be of significance. Somebody can be in their 50s. The number 35 can be significant. Somebody can be in their 30s. The number 8 can be significant. You could be born in the 8th month of the year or 8th day. It says knowing and using your true power. It says this card upright represents the culmination of your personal and spiritual power at this time. In the magician's left hand is the flame of passion and action. In his right hand is a vortex of water and the light of reflection. This highly beneficial card is telling you that you are the magician, and within your grasp are the amazing forces of earth and spirit. The water is the energy of yin, the power of spirit and clarity of thought. The flame is the energy of yang, bringing direction and creativity. Together they give you the magnificent magic of transformation. The mirror stands beside the magician, reflecting the outer world's response to your choice to use or dismiss the true power that you have. Its silver reflection reveals the future in a mist on the horizon, ready to be magically formed. When you receive the magician upright, you are put on notice that an important and powerful time is at hand. You are the alchemist of your life, and just as an alchemist turns base metals into gold, you are now able to transform your difficulties into great blessings. Your difficulties into great blessings. This is true in every area of your life. Claim your power and embrace your intentions in your heart and in your daily life. Direct your destiny, and the mist of the future will clear into brilliant reality. The affirmation for this card is, I have all the power I need to create the destiny I desire. Magic happens when I live in consciousness and my eternal truth. Again, I have all the power I need to create the destiny I desire. Magic happens when I live in consciousness and my eternal truth. This is all I have for you guys. God bless you. This is all I have for you guys. I hope that it resonated. If it did, if you like what you heard, please like, comment, subscribe, share the channel. All right, until next time, namaste.